Ross County Talk, match reaction after we've just been beat at the death by Barrow. That is as deflating as it comes, really, in every way possible. I think when you think about, I was able to watch the game today because I'm away still. Just the first half was just nowhere near good enough. We seem to have completely lost our identity and ability to attack. I think we had 1 or 2 chances in the first half from memory. Just dull, really dull to watch. And it's starting to become very, very concerning now, because that's our 4th competitive game into the season, and we're yet to win and even look like a winning side. We're not creating anywhere near enough. I think one thing that's probably given me the tiniest thread of hope is that sides like Salford, sides like Barrow, very similar sides where they're physical, they're going to frustrate as much as they can. We tend to struggle against them, and we've played them back to back in sort of quick succession, obviously. And look, we've struggled. We've lost both of those games 2-1. So bitterly disappointing, to be honest with you. We just couldn't get into the game as much. I think we had a little spell in the second half where we were creating a few bits, but we just, I don't know. I don't know if a number 9, a new number 9 that we've also talked about on the channel, can fix the problems that we have. It just seems like there's a lot that needs to sort of click into place, because at the minute it doesn't seem to be that everyone's on the same page. Look, the only positive really that I can think of today is Dennis gets off the mark, something that me and Tom talked about on Thursday on the Papers Perspective. He needed a goal, definitely. It was a nice floated crossing by Cerula. It's good to see him back as well, after quite a while of absence. So yeah, that sort of is the silver lining, I suppose, on a very big grey cloud. I honestly, with as much as we've talked about recruitment, I talked about this on Thursday, the recruitment, we've got a lot of young players, a lot of players that haven't got the experience. We've got an inexperienced manager. Without being harsh, he is inexperienced. He's only had sort of short spells as a head coach. He's had a few jobs here and there, hasn't he, as assistant and things like that, where he've picked things up. But I don't know. I think a lot of this can't really fall onto his shoulders. I think he's been dealt a very difficult card, really. His sort of head coaching in the time we're a club, has completely changed the structure of how things are run. And you'd wonder how much of what is going on is down to him. Do you know what I mean? Because of the technical board. I know he says that he gets the final say and things like that. And I know it's early doors, but we don't have a win yet. And we're 4 competitive games into the season. So as it stands, it's just not good enough. And don't get me wrong, there's been games where we've been close, and I'm thinking like Wigan in the cup, we weren't miles away from them, and they're a league above us. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're not putting the ball away, you're not creating enough chances to win a game, which I think we did against Wigan. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Barrow now. You're not going to get very far, are you? And the window's still open. We can maybe bring. I think we need to bring a striker in. I know we'll get a Jatta back after 1 or 2 more games. I'm not sure if the cup game counts as taking off one of his 5-game suspensions, but we are absolutely dying out for someone just to be that fox in the box, really, because we just don't have that at the minute. I think if Dennis had someone to play alongside, him playing off somebody would be everything we need. But look, I'm gutted. It's gutting enough to lose a game in the death like that anyway, but after performing the way we did, where you probably feel like the run of the game, in my opinion, did we deserve to score? I'm not sure, but look, it is what it is. And that's sort of all I've really got to say at the minute. We need to see improvements, and we need to see them in the next few games, or it's going to get bad. It's going to get, fans are going to start getting on players' backs, which you could sort of see a little bit of today. You can't really hear it too much and see it too much because of the because I'm watching the sort of iFollow coverage. But I spoke to Tom, and he says it at full time it wasn't great. You know, a few views because obviously Tom's at the game today. So yeah, I'd love to know how other people are thinking. Are they still sort of, you know, give it time? I'm sort of still in the camp of give it time. It is early doors, early days, should I say? And there's a lot of things that may need to click into place, but we don't look like a side going for promotion at the minute, in my opinion. So yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think. If you've sort of listened along, if you've watched, if you were at the game, I'd love to see your perspective from it in the comments, because I'm worried, to be honest with you. We need to see a bounce back. We've got a couple of games at home now on the trot, but they're difficult games, you know, very, very difficult games. We've got quite a difficult run at the minute. Next 3 or 4 games are quite difficult. So, you know, after 5 games, even in the league, if we can't seem to get a win together, that's when you know, the worry really starts to set in, and confidence starts to slip. And we've seen it happen before, haven't we? Where we're going to a season, you know, looking for promotion, and then it's sort of flipped on its head. But I'm not gonna go down that road. It's a bit early for that, isn't it? Yet. Yeah, I don't want to start pointing fingers yet too early, but have we done the right thing with the technical board and the recruitment this season? It doesn't look like it at the moment, does it? It really doesn't. But like I say, I would really like to see in the comments what you guys think. So please let me know. Let me know how you watched the game, because I'd like to see if you listened, or if you watched along, or if you were at the game, if you have different perspectives of the game. I think it's always good to get a bit of a different perspective, depending on if you heard it, watched it, or was at the game. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you've enjoyed the video. I know it's a bit of a moany one, isn't it? But you know, what good is there really to talk about other than the goal and Dennis getting off the mark? Drop it a like and subscribe if you don't. Thanks for watching.